Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. I'm here today with a little video showing you how to make these little page tabs that you can add to a journal. You can pop them at the side, you can pop them at the top, you can take them off completely, you can change whereabouts you put them. Now they are and they aren't hidden paper clips. I decided I wanted to try and make some magnetic page tabs. I'd made some little journal, fold out journal cards that go over a page like this, but I thought, oh, what about making some as tabs? Now, when I had a look into it further, someone's done it recently, and it was the lovely Lollipalooza. She took an idea from a lady at Sparkbird Creations where she'd made altered paper clips and used magnets instead. So they're a bit similar. I've done mine without using a scoreboard though, so there's no scoreboard necessary. And yeah, they're also very similar to some that Anna at Pink Monarch Prints did. So I'll link all those ladies in the description. It's a case of the similar but not quite same. I don't have the headspace for remembering where to score things at the minute, so I wanted to do them without needing to remember where to score. So here they are. Right, I'll just show you a quick flip through. Yes, so you can decorate them as much as you want. Mine are very plain. I've used a digital print from Tracie Fox. It's a piece I already had printed. It's from a kit called The Collector, which allows you to make these stamp collector books. I think this was, she'd scanned it from an original from, I don't know if it were Grandad's, but I'll link that kit as well. The labels are also Tracie Fox. They're the fill-in random labels, one of the newer kits. So I'll link all those things in the description. Right, let's show you how I made these. So the first one I'm going to make, I'm just going to use this little strip. You can use your scraps for this. I don't know what the minimum is you'd need. This is 8 1/4 inches because this is the width of an A4 sheet. It's a strip off that. If you use letter size, start with a piece that's 8 1/2. Doesn't really matter as long as it's big enough to make the project. I think this is about 1 1/2 inch wide. Is it? No, 1 1/4. Anyway, this is what you do. Fold it in half. Yep, this is how Anna at Pink Monarch Prints started hers. Use your bone fold, woman, instead of your nail. Silly thing. Oh dear. Right, now the next thing, you want to decide how high you want, how much you want your page tab to stick out from the edge of your paper. On that one, I say it's no measuring. You only have to measure if you want them to be a certain size. That's about 1 1/2 centimetres. I didn't measure it, that's just how big they were. So if you wanted to make a few that are uniform in size, then do it. That's a 1 1/2 centimetres on my grid. So I'm going to fold this one piece up to there. Yeah, I know that's about there. Not perfect, but it's there. And I'm going to crease that. Now that is going to be the back flap. Let me take this one off and show you. Come off. Very strong, them little magnets. Oh, this is so, that noise. I could listen to that all day. Yeah, so that's going to be my back flap. Oh, this is actually very similar in size. Can you see I must have just had a piece of paper that were a little bit smaller. Now turn it over and fold this up about yay much. I'll tell you what yay much is. It's a centimetre. What's that in inches, you may ask? It's 3/8 of an inch-ish. And then that again. And now here, you want to fold that one down. You can use the edge of that card as your guide to fold it over. Now, if you are a measuring person and this would like freak you out, go over and check out Lolly's video because she's worked it all out, how to get them a uniform size every time. And I think when my brain's in gear a little bit more, I'm going to try those again. So there we go. If any stick out at edge and you don't like it, you can always snippy and trim them later. So that is going to be our altered paper clip. Now we need to, what I'm going to do here so I don't forget what's the inside. That's the inside. Because that's where my head is at the minute. Yeah, so if you're using single-sided paper, you see, you'd start this process by folding your patterns together. Yeah. Right, now we've got to this point. It's time to round some corners if you want to round them. I'll show you one here that I did. I didn't decide to round my corners while after, so that I haven't got rounded bottoms. It's a bit tricky to get my corner rounder in. I could, yeah, I will. I think I'll just trim around them with my skizzers. Right, so that's going to be my top. So I want to round that. I'm using the small side on my corner rounder. I will link this rounder as well because I've had a lot of people ask where it's from. Yeah, and while I'm rounding my corners, thank you to everyone who's left me lovely messages, because I have been missing in action. Well, missing, not in action. For, well, I was about to do a video when I started feeling ill. So it's actually been nearly 2 weeks since I've done a video. Right, that's the bottom back flap, so we're going to round that. So yeah, thank you very much. I did post to let you know where I were. So, yeah, people are like, oh, if you're not posting videos, please let us know where you are. So I did. Okay, Mum, I'll let you know. I'll let you know where I were, Mum. And I'm just rounding that because it needs rounding. For no other reason. Yeah, that bit folds over, and yeah. If you don't want that folding over on the outside, you could put it on the inside. I don't like that there. I don't know, I suppose if you were using a pattern paper and it didn't match on the back, yeah, so that can go inside or outside. On these, I just kept them on the outside. You don't have to do either. Right, let's do a bit of inking. Inky dinky doo. Where's my ink? I'm trying to be all organised today. Yeah, I'm glad I managed to get that right. Because, yeah, I had the dreaded lurgy, the COVID. I'm thinking, oh, that again. But it's actually nearly a year since I had it before. And thankfully this time it wasn't half as bad. Wiped me out a little bit. I would still say it's a bit worse than... well, I'm saying a bit worse than flu. I don't know. Some people have flu bad, don't they? I think we've reached a stage where it might be on a par with flu. It's like a bad flu. Right. So that's all my inking done. If you want to ink the insides, go ahead and do it. What I do when I've glued it, I just come in and ink that edge. Right, now I'm going to show you how to do the magnets and the gluing. Here's all my magnets. These are all separate bags I've bought over time, but they just all want to be in that long strip. Now, these are the neodyme rare earth magnets. They're extremely strong. I have them in 2 sizes. I use some of each size on my prototypes. Is that that's 3/4 of an inch, that one. And I'll use the smaller one on most of them. And it's still pretty strong enough. What size is that? That's, can I see it? Can I see it? It's just over, it's 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, so it's nearly as big. I'm going to use these. They're very strong. They do have north and south poles, if you remember doing that at school. So if you put them near to each other, watch. And they can break when this happens. But I'm going, ooh, look. Woo. So they are actually, they repel when you try and put the same pole together. If I flip that over, it should suck it in. There we go. Anyway, keep them apart so that they behave. They're like twins, aren't they, them? Yeah, I know about that. Right, shut up waffling, get sticking. Right, the first bit I like to stick is here. So I'm folding that bit back and I'm going to pop a magnet. Is it that one? Is it that one I like to stick? No, it's that one. Do you know, it don't matter. I'll stick it there. And I'm using art glitter glue. You can use E6000, it should hold it better, or whatever. I don't use any of those because they're really not good for my asthma. I don't like stinky glue. But this does stick metal. It'll probably take a little bit long before it's totally cured. So I'll just put the first magnet on with a blob of glue. I'm then going to glue all the way around the edge of that inner part. Oops. When I've done this one as well, I will show you how to do a strip of them if you've got a bigger piece of paper. So that's that. Oops, put a blob on the magnet, blob on the magnet. And fold that. Make sure you've got your sides nice and straight. Then we're going to turn it over, and you need to put another magnet there. So, you can't pick it up. If you just hold the magnet above, it'll find its place. Right, this is the side you need to put your magnet on first. The short one. Because my magnet now doesn't work. So ignore that. Pretend I didn't put a magnet on there. Silly woman. Yes, put your magnet on the short side first. Put your blob of glue on. Put your magnet on. I'm saying it doesn't matter which you put it on. I hope no one were following along. I'll put something up on the screen. Well, you will have already seen it. When you see it, I've already edited it and done that. Oh, time travel in these videos. So there we go. Let's pretend we just didn't do that bit. That bit didn't happen. But if you do glue it wrong side, quick, rip it off and no one will ever know. It's all on the inside. So now let's pretend we didn't glue that. Now get your other magnet and just drop it. Oh, and there it is. Yeah. Oh, and it happens to be just where that cross is. You can draw around your magnet to know where to put your glue, but it happens to be. Oh, there you go. As if by magic, the magnet's back on. Now we're going to glue around here. As if we never glued there before. I could have refilmed that. I could have edited it, but do you know what? I don't have energy. Also, I always say there are no mistakes. Just opportunities to learn what to do if it doesn't go right the first time. So then we fold that up. Get the glue off your fingers, woman, and make sure those edges are glued. Then I'm going to put glue on this side. I've not inked along that bottom. If you want to make a feature of that flap, you could round those corners and ink it. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that. I mean, it could just look like it's a little label there already, couldn't it? Didn't think of that first time. Oh yeah, look at that. How sweet does that look now? So let's glue that. I think I'm getting glue and ink mixed up. Yeah, I'm not 100% yet. But I need to craft. I need to make videos so we're not eating beans on toast. Right, so there we have one. Let's bring my... I've lost it already. You know the what? I know I've got 4 there, but I want to find that it's there. Oh my word. Could it have been any closer? Ouch, it just bit me on the nose. So there we have that. And I'm going to do this even though it's only just been glued. Ta-da! And that will fit on my page. There we go. And it sticks out just about the right amount. I like that. I'm not going to decorate that one now. I just wanted to show you how I made one without any distracting patterns. Like they will... Ooh! They'll stick to each other that way around. That way around, look. Ooh, they just don't want to. They want to repel. I love playing with magnets. Yeah. I used to love it at school. Right, now I'm going to show you how to make some with a bigger piece of paper to make a bank of them. I've got this. I really want to make these in the ticking. Yeah, I like the other side, but I like the ticking. So I'm just going to pretend the other side doesn't exist. This, I think this is a full 8x8 sheet. 8. Well, as 8x8 as it is. It's nearly 8 and nearly 8. Right, so... that's the side I want showing, so I'm going to have that on the inside. And I'm going to start... I want my stripes going across. Yeah, I'll have them going across. So I'm going to start by folding that in half. I think this Timmy paper should be okay. We'll find out, won't we? Do you know, even when I'm not... I'll just show you this, if you have got a scoreboard. I've got my old wooden one out today. When I'm folding paper on pages for journals, I use the edge on my scoreboard to know that I've got those 2 edges together. Yeah. So use anything. You can use the bottom of a tray if you've got, yeah, one of those, one of these. I can't find one. And use inside a cardboard box if you haven't got a scoreboard. But yeah, I just use that. I find it dead easy. But I'm not going to cheat any further. Right, next we're going to bring that side up level with that side. Now again, that'd be dead easy if I use edge of my scoreboard. I think we can manage that. Level, level, level. Use my bone folder. Yeah, this is, I think this will be fine. They're very strong magnets. Now that's going to be our long side, remember. So we're going to fold this one up. We want it to fold over. Do we need that level? How come I've all of a sudden just forgot what I'm doing? We didn't. Oh my word, Julie, what have you done? What have you done? You forgot how to do it halfway through. If I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. What have you done? Crying out loud. I'm going to pause while I get my head together. Right, I just did it completely wrong. I've cut it out because it were a disaster and I swore. And YouTube don't let us swear. So, right, don't do it like, don't. Actually, what I did wrong is I folded out there. I forgot to leave any room for a tab. Just, you'll get used for something else. I won't waste that piece of paper. Right, so let's, right, we've got the piece of paper we're going to use. Yeah, it's changed. It's a different piece of paper. Yeah, oh dear. So, get your piece of paper, fold it in half. Yes, that's correct. Fold it in half. There we go. You want the design that you want showing on your paper clips on the inside. Yeah, and the paper clips will be that way. So my ticking stripes will be horizontal on my paper clips. Right, then we need to fold this over, and we need to fold it over to a point that leaves some room in the top for our tab to stick out. So if you want your tab to stick out 1.5 centimetres like we did on the last one, fold it over to 1.5 centimetres past. If you want it to be, I know I've said no measuring, no nothing, but if you're a perfectionist and you want it all to be perfect, yeah, I'm going to, yeah, use a pencil so you don't want to rub it out, woman. Use a pencil. I'm just going to mark that to 1.5 centimetres. It happens to be there, look, just on that, so that'll be easy. So yeah, 1.5 centimetres. Get that mark level with edge of your cardstock there, and press it down. This is thicker cardstock, so I'm finding it more difficult, so I'll just hold it tighter. Hold me tighter, tiny dancer. That's not even the right words. Yeah, I'm thinking Tim Holtz cardstock may be slightly too thick for this to be ideal, but we did it. We did it. Look, we did it. So I lined one edge up, didn't crease all the way along, just crease part way. Then I lined the other edge up and crease part way, and it's fine. Of course, I've picked a stripy cardstock, so if I make any mistakes, it's going to be dead obvious. Oh, I just suppose it helps me know when it's straight as well, doesn't it? So we've folded that one up to there. Now we're going to turn it over, and we want to fold this one up again about 1.5 centimetres past, because that's our long side and this is going to be our short side. So I think I'm going to take advantage of these stripes. So about there. Yeah, I think I would say Tim Holtz is about the thickest you're going to get away with. Any thicker and it's just not going to, you're not going to be able to crease it without scoring it first. And the whole idea behind this is so you don't have to score it. Because not everyone has a scoreboard, do they? Although I have just got a new one, which I'll show you in an upcoming video. I've got one that says all the 1/8 of an inch on, so that I don't have to keep adding them up in my head. Right, so that's our paper clip. We're now just going to fold that bit over, and we fold it over. This should be the easy fold up to the edge of that piece. Yeah. And yeah, we did it. Stamp area paper is slightly thinner than the Tim Holtz. I don't know what the Tim Holtz wallpaper ones are like. I have got some, but I can't think offhand if they're as thick or if they're a little bit thinner. So that's going to be our paper clips. So we've got a row of them now. We know this piece of paper is 8 inches. Now, when I'm using magnets, this is when I'm going to cut mine. I'm not going to stick my magnets in first because I don't want to try and get through a magnet or even a paper clip with a paper trimmer. Or use scissors, draw lines, cut with scissors. So what I'm going to do for this is, I like the fact that I had 4 big ones and a little one there. So I'm going to make them slightly different widths. So I want to get 5 out of this. So I'm going to cut 1.5. Ooh, we could get 5 1.5s in 8 inches with 1/2 inch left over. So I'm going to cut 1 at 1 3/4. If you don't want to go through that many layers of cardstock, just flatten it out like that. There we go, 1 3/4. That's that one. Then I'm going to put it back in again, and I'm going to cut this time at, I'm going to cut at 3, and then I'm going to cut this in half to make 2 at 1.5 inches. I like the fact that they're not all uniform in size. It makes me happy on some level. So we've got 3 there. I mean, you could just randomly do it. And what we've got left now, we've got 3, just about 3 inches. So if I go another one about 1.5 inches, yeah, I'll have 3 at 1.5 inches, 1 at 1 1/4, and 1 a bit wider. Yeah, they're near enough. I like them. Now, had I not been doing a tutorial, I'd just cut them. I want to measure them at all, but I know someone's going to ask me what they measure. So now let's put them back to how they are. I just flattened that cardstock out just so that my trimmer were only cutting through 2 layers of cardstock at one time. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this Tim Holtz cardstock a success. So all we've got now to do, we've got basically 5 of what we've just done. So I'll do one with you, then I'll do the others off camera, then I'll come back and decorate them all with you. So let's take this one. So we want to round our corners, get the corner rounder. So that's the top. I'm going to round that. I'm going to use my small one. For some reason, this cardstock seems thicker, but my corner rounder's going through it easier than it did that other one. That is weird, isn't it? Weird, weird. And we also want to cut that bit there because it tucks up inside that corner. I'm also going to round that one again. I liked that effect. So have I rounded every, yeah, I've rounded every corner. Every corner. Yeah. Just the ones that are at the bottom and the top, I've rounded them in pairs. Yeah. If you pull that out now, it looks like a strip of tickets. Yay! 2 in 1. Now ink it all. Inky dinky dooby dee doo. I've got another problem for you. I've not watched that film in yonks. Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. Do you like the old one best or do you like the new one best? I don't know. I like them both. I might have to get kids watching them. It's Easter holidays in the UK now. I've had a few people say, your kids seem to be on holiday from school all the time. Yeah, it's the way we do it in UK. I know most of my subscribers are in US, so I do apologise to people who aren't. And I think, do you in Australia work a little bit like US? I'm going a bit dry. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. I'm still a bit croaky. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm like one of them. I've not seen my friends for ages, so I can't stop talking. Yeah, you tend to have a really long holiday in the summer because the summer's so hot. Well, we don't. Yeah, they have a 6-week holiday in the summer, but they have 12 weeks throughout the year. So it's 6 weeks in summer, 2 at Christmas, 2 at Easter, and then 2 separate 1 weeks just to break up the year, what they call half terms. Yeah. Oh, is the 3 of them? Oh, there's 3 of them. We have another week at Spring Bank Holiday, Whitsuntide. So, yeah. Anyway, crack on with what you're doing. So, we've rounded that corner, we've glued it. Now, this time, we're going to put the magnet on the proper side first. The short side. Yeah, we're right first time before, weren't I? So, there, we're going to put the magnet there. So, I'm going to put a blob of glue. Then I'm going to hope that don't flap back up. Pardon me. Flap back over and get stuck. Because I've not got my magnets out, have I? I'm going to use my thin ones again. Which ones did I get out? Did I get a load? It's them. I'm using them. So 1 and 2. Keep them apart. They're like arguing children. We're waiting for that to flop down, but it's not going to because it's my first magnet. Silly woman. Glue all the way around there. Use your preferred glue. And you can stick those on with the red line tape. I've done that before. I'm just conscious that we've got a lot of thickness as a card on this. And some of that tape is a bit thick as well, so it could add a little bit more bulk. And it's only a little paper clip. Keep sliding off that. Then fold that up. Make sure your sides are nice and straight. Then turn it over. Flap that one down. Pop your magnet on. Oh, that was the repellent side first. There you go. That was a bit vicious, that, weren't it? Vicious. And I'm just going to... I could draw around it, make sure I put it in the right place, but life's too short sometimes to do things properly. All the way around there, bit on there. And that's the back. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with these ones. I think I might leave these pretty plain as well, you know, and just stick labels on. I think when you've got a busy page, having a nice plain tab. I can just see my magnet through a little bit there. You could put something on to cover it. And then we're going to stick this flap down. I think that just depends on what cardstock you're using. And they are the thinnest 1mm, these magnets. Right, yeah, I like that, rounded. It sort of finishes it off, doesn't it? Yeah. We'll do one more together because I did talk throughout that one, didn't I? So round every corner. If you go and watch Lolly's video, I think the way she does it, you can't round every corner. Not that that's better or worse, it's different. Again, it's different. But for those of you, I'm terrible, me, following other people's measurements. I really am terrible at it. I can make my own measurements up, which I think is easier, to be honest. People say to me, how do you come up with these things? I do honestly think it's easier. I think it's the getting it out of your head into paper, isn't it? Right, there we go. Inky dinky doo, inky dinky doo, inky dinky. Well, I don't think we've had a wee yet, have we? Wee. Yeah, oh, I hope my wee's not broken. We don't want a broken wee. Ooh, speaking of wee, that's made me think Nintendo. I know I've got a few of you who watch who are gamers. Yes, I don't game so much these days, but I used to be an avid gamer. And back in the day when it first came out, I had the Nintendo Game Boy. It's disappeared over years. Lord knows where it is. I wish I still had it, because I think they're worth a bit of money. I bought it myself for my 21st birthday, and it cost me at the time a week's wages. I remember that, because I remember my boyfriend going mad, like, why are you doing spending a week's wages on a Nintendo Game Boy? But I'm not the kind of woman to bow to a man. And I'm like, it's my money, I'll buy a Game Boy. Yeah, so that just made me think of Wii's and Nintendos. Also, I am watching the story of Tetris on Apple TV at the minute. Woohoo! Right, so that's inked. Let's stick some more magnets on. It's like I ain't got time to craft. I'm busy talking. I'm too busy talking to craft. Right, 2 more magnets. I promise I won't make you watch the other 2. Right, so the short side. Let's reiterate that, the short side. So I like to put the magnet pretty near the bottom. I think there's less chance of it springing open when it don't want to spring open then. Whee. Yeah, we got another wee. I weren't conscious I'd said that. The wee's back. And all the way around the edge. Wee. And a little bit in the middle. And fold that up. I think it's a case of, I think the art glitter glue will do. As long as you're not having angry baboons coming to tear it apart. I have seen angry baboons on YouTube. They're quite scary. I don't want them anywhere near my journals. Right, now the long side. We shall let the magnet find its own spot. I love that noise. I shall peel that back. I can see where that needs to be. There we go. And all around. Excuse me. Yeah, we've still just got traces. I were a bit croaky yesterday. I couldn't speak properly. I were going to do a video. Also, my head were a bit mashed. Head mashed. And croaky. So it's like, nah. Well, yeah, I've really missed it. Really missed it. So that's that stuck, and we'll stick this little flap down. So I'm just going to pause the camera now. I'll do the other 2 because you've seen me do 3 now. And you've seen me do it wrong and I have to put it right. So yeah. So we have 2 there now ready to decorate. Get rid of that. Bit of glue sticking out. I really like these ticking ones. Yeah, I'm really liking these. So 2 ticks and we shall be back with these 2 prepared as well. And I'm back. I also decided to put some eyelets in these ones, yeah. I don't think I'm going to hang anything off them because it might be a bit heavy and it might turn the tab. I don't know. I'll see. We'll see, won't we? I've picked different colour eyelets. I've got a couple of bronze, a couple of like gunmetal and a silver one. So I've done 3. I won't make you watch me do 5 eyelets, and I've put them on different sides. So I've got 2 on that side, 1 on that side, and I'm going to put 1 on each side here. So I've just put a dot with a crayon where I want to punch my hole, just to make sure I get it. Oops. That paper clip stuck to my hole puncher. Using my Cropadile, get my dot in the middle. There we go. Same here. And I'm going to pop 1 in. I'm using the metal backs as well. Reason being, when you use the metal backs, I don't know, I think it's less sharp on back sometimes. I don't know if that's true. I might have just made that up. It looks nice, looks more finished when it's something you're going to see from back as well. So, squeeze it. These are the 3, are they the 360? I don't know, I get confused on these sizes, don't I? What's the big hole size? So is an opposite side to what I look? Yeah, 3/16 of an inch hole. Same with the eyelets. I don't match the colours up on these. My eyes aren't good enough to see. So yeah, that's wrong. A bronze eyelet with a silver back. But it doesn't matter. It's all good. Squeeze that one up. So we've now got eyelets in those. I'm going to stick a label on as well. Then I think I'm going to call them done. I may decide to put more decoration on when I decide what they're going to go in. But let's use these labels. What are they called again? It's the fill-in random labels. People always ask me what labels I'm using, and I just put a list of all the creators whose labels I use. But I do know that these are, in fact, Tracie Fox ones. I'm liking this shape label on top. I've now given myself a slight problem, haven't I? I've put holes in before picking labels. Oh well. Oh well, what would life be if it were too easy? Oh, that's a nice little one. So that will probably go on my skinniest one. Yeah, I'm not even bothered what they say. They all say decent things. That, if I cut that down some more, that would be nice and little. That's an option. It's an option. So I've got destination. Yeah, I have printed them as well for this size, 2 to an A4 sheet. So the half the size. This is how big they are. Yeah, that's a bit too big. Could make a whole tab from that, couldn't you? So that's some of the big ones on top. And like I say, I've printed everything 2 sheets to an A4. What we got? So I've got a brown, I've got a red. Oh, I like that green one. Yeah, that might be a goer. A black one, too big. Yeah, think about that when you're putting holes in. Think about size at labels you're going to use. Don't be a numpty like me. Yeah, this has been crafting for the feeble-minded today, hasn't it? Because that certainly is what I've been. Too big. 3 days later. What about that one? Ooh, that fits. That fits. I think we're going to have to cut that one down that I said were a possibility. Do you know, these were all tidy and right way around, and now I've rummaged. I think I'll have to put them in my folder. They did look cute in this tin, though, for about 3 seconds flat. But then I got my big chompy fingers in them, didn't I? Oh, these are small. That one. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that looks good. Because I'd used that one, actually, on others. So yeah, you're just watching me pick labels now. I like that blue one. I think that blue one fits better than that says name. That's your next possibility. Ooh, that's the same as that. Yeah, I cut more than one set out. I did 2 of the same. Duh. Right, I think they are the Didius batch index. I like that. I don't want all black though. That says name. I've got a red one. I'm sorted for red. Ticket type and price, that says. So at least you've now had a good look through Tracie Fox's latest set of digital labels. That says batch. Whee. I could cut one in half. I don't need to have the full label showing, but I want to. So pop them back in. So what we've got ticket type and price, we've got number, we've got identification type and date, and I think I might use that blue one. Come here, blue one. Yeah, date and amount, I like that. I don't know if I want that name rather than specimen. Yeah, name. I do tend to favour the ones with the cut corners, don't I, for this? It would appear. So it's just ink round them and stick them on. Job's a good un. Job is indeed a good un. So grab me ink. Yeah. I managed to do a bit of fussy cutting of this yesterday. It's always good to do fussy cutting when the mojo isn't flowing, but the mojo will come back. I want to make a big full journal. I've got some yummy papers. I've got some of the latest Stamperia ones, the Welcome Home by Vicky Papineau. I don't know how to say her name. She's a fabulous artist. And the Blue Dream one. They're gorgeous. Right, let's glue these on. Then I'll line these up on a page so that you can see they do indeed work. What's that? Yeah, I like that edition of the eyelet. I really do. I think it adds a little something. Whee. Again, you can stick these on with a glue stick. If I went on camera, I'd probably stick these on with glue stick. It's good enough for labels. I think I printed them on 110 GSM paper. It's just like it's like presentation paper. Again, for anyone who, I always get people ask what I use. I tend to like to use good paper. I have now gone back to this. These were printed with my 30 quid. Yeah, 30 quid Canon printer. I finally had enough of my Epson. absolute. Loved it for a year. Then there were a firmware update and it no longer prints properly. Epson treat you like you're a complete idiot when you ring them up. And if you check the internet, the forums are full of people with the exact same problem. So I'm reluctant to call it complete user error. So I bought an expensive printer with enough ink to last years, but sadly the printer itself only lasted a year. So now I'm back to cheap printers, even though the ink's more expensive. I'd rather replace the printer for 30 quid than replace a printer for 230. That one cost me. So anyway, that were a good old moan, weren't it? Yeah. Right, there we go. Let's have a look at them. I'm going to turn that. I don't need to turn it upside down. I just need to take them off, don't I? I can be a bit blonde. I think that's an insult from my day. If someone were acting daft, they called them blonde, didn't they? I were blonde, so yeah. It's like you're having a blonde moment or having a senior moment. I'm just going to put these in randomly. I really do like the look of them. You don't even need to pull them apart to slide them on with it being stepped. And I think if you just want, if you don't want them overlapping, I mean, you can go to town and put loads on. If you just want one row of them, non-overlapping, I think what you get from an 8x8 sheet is quite perfect. Pop you on there, mate. Let's have a look-see. I quite like them. I like those better than these, and I loved these. So there we have it. Magnetised, removable, adjustable page tabs. In fact, they move on their own. We haven't got a ghost on desk again. It's just the page tabs moving of their own accord. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you all again for your lovely comments. I am very behind on comments. What I'll do is I'll answer new comments on this video and I will catch up with other comments. So I'm not ignoring you because I do try and like to get round to all my comments. So thank you again and I'll see you next time. Bye.